Today on Teachers Tech, I want to show you how you can create a professional looking email signature in your Microsoft Outlook using Microsoft Word. My name's Jamie and welcome to Teachers Tech. So if you're new to using your email signatures, this is what it is. So if I go and create a new email here, you'll see it pop up. I already have this email signature built into it because if I go up to signature up here and I have this Jamie one, I have one of these in here. So if I open up signatures, you can see I have this. And this is what I want to show you how you can create using Microsoft Word. To save you some time in creating this email signature, we're going to start with a template that Microsoft provides for you. And I'll put the link down below in the description to this page. And then when you get to it, just go ahead and click download and open up that Word file. So it won't take very long. I'll open it up and you're going to see, I'm just going to click enable editing. You can see a lot of different email signatures available that you can copy the format. So I'm just going to zoom up here a little bit for you so you can see them a little bit better. And any of these you can modify using Word. So I'm going to choose one of these here, and then I'm going to put it into my Microsoft Outlook as another signature. So for this demo, I'm going to choose signature number 18 here to create and modify. So what I'm going to do actually first is just copy this. So I'm going to right click and copy, but you can go Control C. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to open up a brand new blank document just to put it in here, just like this. And then you could save it separately, maybe of your of different email signatures you're using. So I want to start modifying this, and some things are very simple to modify. I could change the name just by typing my name in here. I'll just get rid of this. You can see how the spacing starts to correct and everything from here. Now I could change the name here, and I'll just keep this quite simple for this demo here. And you notice the font color, any of this can be changed just like using Microsoft Word. I can go to it and change it to any color I want. Now, the next thing you might want to change is the picture. So if I go ahead and click on the picture, if I right click on the picture and go change from file, so I've downloaded a different picture that I have and I go from a file. So I click on that and I have them on my desktop here. So I'll just click in here and I'll go to this folder and I'm going to use this one right here. So notice when it got put in this one, I'm going to crop it a bit because I want it to kind of zoom up a little bit more. I don't want that rectangle look, and notice the shape of it changed, but I'm going to show you how you can change the shape of this too. So if I go to this, first of all, I'm just going to go to picture format here and I want to crop it. So I'm just going to select crop and I want to make it more square for my purposes here. So I'm just going to bring in the handles for the crop here. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit and bring this in just a tiny bit like this. So for the demo, this will work for me and I can click off it. It's a little bit more square now. I can change the shape and add effects to this too. So if I click on this again, notice if I go back to crop and drop down, I can crop to a shape. Depending on what shape do you want a circle. So if I would have left it as more that rectangle, it'd be a little bit more oval. But since I squared it up, it's a little bit more circle. So I could go through and pick any of the different shapes from here. The other thing I can do, you can see there's all these kind of picture formats that I can, if I hover over, you can see how it quickly changes any of these too. So you don't have to pick one, but you can use all your picture all your different picture properties that you use in Microsoft Word to change this one. I'm just going to keep this one really simple here. So some other things I might want to change is maybe put my website here through here. You could decide to change your font larger if you want. I do want to show that this is built in table. So if I highlight everything, and what I'm going to do is just show you if I put all borders on, notice how they've made this. So they just have it in a number of different, it's a table that has created it into different spots. So sometimes if you're editing, if you turn on the table, then you understand how you can be moving things around. So maybe at the end you want to I turned this table outline back off. I'm going to leave it on for now. Some other things that you'd probably want to update would be, your email address. So I could put my email address back in here like so. And then, so now the other thing are all these social media links. So with these social media links, maybe you notice that, well, Google Plus we're not using anymore, so I can hit delete and remove them. Maybe you want different pictures on this too. So you can download for free different social media links. So if I go and just think about, okay, I want to update these to kind of a more modern look, I can go on any of these and right click. I can change the picture. So I'm going to say from file again. You can see I have this one I've downloaded. I'll put the page to where I downloaded it here, and it makes the quick change. So the page that I downloaded it to is this one. I just was looking for a free icon. Make sure you read the different regulation and use on it when you download it. But I'll put the this link down there. I'll just go back over to my Word file. So you can see how I can quickly update any of these here. So change picture from a file. I'll go to Facebook, and I'm just going to go and delete the Twitter one for now. And I'm going to drag this. I'm just dragging it over to line them up. And now I'm going to right click on this one here, change picture, and I'm going to go put this YouTube one. So it just has a little bit more current look to it. The other thing is I want these to be links, and I'll just give you the one example here. If I hover over it, you can see it is already linked, but that's just linked to YouTube. I want it to link to my YouTube channel. So if I right click on this, I can go edit link. So at this point, you could go to your YouTube channel. So if I go to my YouTube channel, I could grab the URL from here, go back over to Word, and just paste it into there. So I just did Control V. So I hit OK, and as I hover over it now, you can see that it will go over. I'm not going to bother for this demo here going through all of these, but I just want to point out you could stretch these out. You could start to modify the table too. So if you hover over, in different spots on the table and get your handle, you can change how you might want to have things laid out. So even though you're starting from the template, you can really create things the way you want. So maybe even on this one, do I want this further down aligned? So what I can do is, if I want this more aligned towards the bottom, I could go add space before paragraph, and now it's down here aligned this way. I can make a couple other changes. Maybe I want this just to be Teachers Tech here. And again, I'm not changing everything, this is just for a demo. I can see my font size. Maybe I want this all the same here. I can make my font a little larger if I want through any of this stuff. And then you might need to stretch out your tables to fit it. So I can stretch this out. If I wanted my fonts to be larger, you can see if I increase them, and I don't want to have this to happen. So just to show you how you can adjust this by changing the table. So let's say now you're all done your formatting and everything, you've made all these changes, you can go back and I can get rid of and put it back to no borders like this. So let's go put this in our Microsoft Outlook as a new signature. So if I go to this, all I have to do is select it. I'm going to go Control C. You can right click and copy too. I'm going to go over to my Microsoft Outlook. So I'm just opening it up. And what I'm going to do is I'll just go to new email here. So you can see it has this one that I started with that I showed you. I could go to signature. I'm just going to click on it, this on signatures, and I'm going to create a new one. So new, and I'm just going to call this Jamie 2. So I hit OK. Notice it's blank. I'm going to just go Control V and paste it in here. So I hit OK. So now when I send an email, I could have different ones for different email addresses too. So if I want Jamie 2, you can see how it quickly changes to this one. I do want to point out now, I was editing inside Microsoft Word. You can copy paste that directly from from your Microsoft Word template and paste it into here. Because any of these, when I click on this picture, you can see I'm getting the same options as what I was in Microsoft Word. I just like zooming up better inside Microsoft Word rather than Outlook, but you can do from table design and layout, everything's right in here where you could do the same thing. So I hope you like this little tutorial here today on how to create a Microsoft Outlook signature using Microsoft Word. Let me know if this helps you out, what else you're looking to learn about Microsoft or other tech products out there. Thanks for watching this time on Teachers Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.